Hey, what's going on? It's Dan McMurray of the Roz and Mocha Show on KiSS 92.5, and I am back at the TIFF Bell Lightbox for another incredibly exciting exhibit, and I'm with my good buddy Noah. How are you, man? Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
This is so cool. You guys always amaze me. Tim Burton, Fellini, and now Grace Kelly. And we're standing by an Andy Warhol picture that Andy did of Grace, and I love Andy and I love Grace, so put the two together. That's why I'm here. So what can people expect in this exhibit?
Well, we try to take people through Grace Kelly's life and really give an intimate look at what it must have been like at all of those different junctures. So you begin with her movie star life, you have intimate letters with Alfred Hitchcock, really inside how the films got made and what her role was actually in developing the Grace Kelly look. Then when we hit the bridal time, of course, the most famous wedding maybe of all time, you actually see the spectacle, see what it meant to be Grace Kelly in the middle of this media madness. And then the next chapter you see what it means to be a princess, the great couture gowns, the official balls, sort of the regal bearing that occurred during those 1960s and 1970s when sort of a Camelot came over the Monegasque court. And finally we take people into Grace Kelly's own personal home movies, just to see a more intimate, more sensitive side of the princess.
Do you think that the reason, we love Grace is it wasn't necessarily just for the films that she did, by the way, love Rear Window.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because we lived vicariously through her beauty and through her mystique?
Absolutely. I mean, not only was she one of the great style icons, but we probably feel as though she was also one of the great people of the 20th century. That she actually cared, and she actually enjoyed this life that she led, but also was a more grounded person that never really got to her in the way that it would to others. That she actually was still one of us.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I think particularly a lot of women, and a lot of women maybe a little older, 60s and 70s, have a really special and very empathetic relationship with Grace Kelly. Feels as though maybe she went on the same journey as them. So, I know my mom is coming. She's going to probably cry, and maybe yours too.
And I'll be back with Matthew, guaranteed. This is amazing. So let's see if you know the words. Grace Kelly, Fred Astaire.
Sorry, what?
Grace Kelly, Fred Astaire. Ginger Rogers, Dance on Air.
Right. I mean, it's true. If you're getting name checked by Madonna and you were the subject of a top 10 song in the last 10 years with makeup, you know that you're still doing something right, even decades after you've gone.
And listen, unless celebrities have tried to mimic her in the sense that, you can't tell me that Madonna over certain periods didn't try and be Grace Kelly.
What's really an interesting thing, I think Grace Kelly is still so with us today because there's really no one like her. That sort of elegance, that timeless beauty, that sort of classic quality to her is something that many try to achieve and so few even come close to getting to. So it's nice, this exhibition is also a reminder that you can be a media personality without being like a crazy, crazy thing out there, wandering around, making yourself look foolish.
Well, I do that very well.
Grace Kelly, had this ability to actually, even the toughest times, to actually just make it all look so simple.
She just so beautiful, seriously. So, if you want to escape from the cold that's coming, definitely come to this exhibit. It's on until when?
January 28th.
And it's not just the exhibit, you guys also have movies running too.
Absolutely. So what we recommend is that people come see the exhibit, take about an hour at the minimum to go through, so there's lots of stuff to read, lots of stuff to watch, then book in to see one of the films. So we have a whole series of Hitchcock Blondes. These are some of the best films ever made. And then over the holiday season, we're actually showing just all of the Grace Kelly films. It's the Hitchcock ones again, and then her other films as well.
TIFF.net for more information. You need to see this.